Hi there guys and welcome. These are your handover videos for your Challenger 530. So starting off at the front, you have your black hitch head and then your black lever. Pull up your black lever and wind your tow ball, wind the hitch onto the tow ball, and then once it's on, that black lever will snap down, pushing up this red button, exposing a green ring. You have handbrake just here, jockey wheel just there, and then you do have 13 pin electrics. So if you do have 7 pin, make sure to bring yourself an adapter. We're using our test equipment today here, so I have a red propane gas bottle. Now you can use butane, you just need the correct pigtail attachment onto it. And then I have an in-date gas hose. Black gas hoses run for 5 years, orange for 10. And it attaches onto this regulator just here. Hand tighten that to an extent and then just nip it up using a spanner, and that will get it firmly on. 2 points either side and 2 points at the back. You have inserts for your legs. The caravan itself comes with a leg winder, or you can get yourself a 19mm drill bit and a power drill and then just wind them down. Do not attempt to jack up or level the caravan using your legs though, they are simply used for stabilisation. Coming around to the other side, starting off first, you have your flue just here. Your flue is used to get clean air in and out of your boiler. Don't have to do anything with this except make sure it's nice, clean and tidy. And just next to it, you have your insert for your water. Water pump connects into this part here by just pressing in, and then it can be removed by pressing in on the trigger and pulling out. You have a plastic cap to go over the top of the acro to make sure no nastiness gets in, and then you have a strainer. It's very important that the strainer sits at the bottom of the barrel, as otherwise it will just gasp through air. Just next to it, you've got your battery locker. That's where your battery would sit. And then you also have your plug-in for your mains. You do also have a little cutout here to put your mains lead through. And just here, you've got 2 inserts, and that's for your wastewater. You'll need some 28.5mm waste pipe to feed into a waste master that you can then empty out with the correct emptying point on site. Then lastly, you've got your toilet function. This top component here, this is your flush tank. That's where you'll feed in your water for the flush capacity. It can hold 12 litres, but I wouldn't recommend putting in any more than 10, to be honest. And you can also add a little bit of pink chemical, which works as a bleach without being corrosive. Then below it, you have your cassette toilet. When the cassette toilet is full, I'll show you later on in the video how you know it's full. Press up on the orange handle, pull out just like so. Make sure though that the actual toilet inside is shut properly, as otherwise you won't be able to pull it out. You can also extend this handle out here and turn it into a little bit of a suitcase to essentially just drag it along rather than carry it. And once you're at your emptying point on site, twist that head to the side, open up that cap. You want to tilt, and at the same time as tilting, continually pressing this button here to vent. What I'd recommend you do afterwards, this is only a recommendation, slide open these 2 caps, feed in some fresh water, shut that all up, a little bit of the shake, and again tilt and vent. Then on this cap here you have measurements in both metric and imperial, and this is for your blue chemical. Blue chemical goes into that cap, back onto there nice and tight, flick it back and push it so that the orange handle sits behind those white teeth, as then it can't be removed. Now it is important that you don't travel with either of these 2 full, so just up here you have a little bung to empty out any water inside the flush tank. The caravan itself will be fully drained off before you leave. Then underneath your right hand side seat you have this stuff here. So first up, I can access this, and that gives me access to the boiler just there. I have these blue pipes which lead to this yellow switch valve. That valve is currently in the upright position, and that is draining off any water that is inside the pipes out onto the floor. When I flick it over, that allows the flow of water to come through. November to March, have that up permanently, as any damage caused by frost may split and burst the pipes, and it is a very long process to get sorted. So for the sake of this, we are going to leave that up in the upright position when you leave. You then have both your fuses here and your trips. Trips all in the upright position, all your fuses there as well. You can see on this side, heating and hot water and charger are both illuminated, and if I press in there, spare also gets illuminated as well, meaning that they're all active and working. Then you have a reverse polarity button. Then you have a complete and utter system shutdown button there. Press that in, nothing inside the caravan works. If you need a little bit more information on your trips and fuses, pull down this board here, it tells you all about it. Then just above the door, you have your main control panel. This essentially operates everything bar the heating and hot water. Turn on this power button and you can see mains is coming into the caravan. If you were plugged into your car, you would see that light come on. You can view the levels of either the leisure battery or the vehicle battery by pressing in this button here, or alternatively pressing in there. You can see right now 14 volts are coming into the caravan. Now, as there's not a leisure battery on, that is a reading of the mains power that is coming in. When you do have a leisure battery fitted and you're not plugged into mains, you can see the leisure battery reading on that screen. You then have a water pump button just here. I'm just going to press it for a second, just so you can see that the green light comes on. What you would do after you've done that, you're plugged into the outside with this, which is your water lead, it's your water pump. Press this in so it can't be removed without pressing in the trigger. Plastic cap here to go over the top of the acroll, and then strainer at the bottom. What you would do once that's plugged in, you have your switch valve in the correct position. Come over to your taps, open them up on both hot and cold, and let it run for about 30 seconds. What you're looking for is a nice steady continuous stream. If you haven't used the caravan in a little bit of time, I'd say wait about 2 to 3 minutes, allow the water to get filtered through the system, and then do that. If there's any coughs or splutters, go outside and check this lead. As you can see, they do have a bit of a tendency to curl up. So what you can do before every use is straighten it out, or what I recommend is getting some PVC tubing or something like that, or old hose pipe, putting it around the bottom just so it's nice and continually straight. But quick summary of this: power button, view levels and water pump. And just here we have your outer control panel. So to turn this on, pressing this button, it will come to its startup screen. Right now you can see 25.5 degrees is the current temperature inside the caravan. And then we have your menu button here. So the top icon with the thermometer inside the house, that is for the internal temperature of the caravan that you desire. You go up and down using the button here. Goes down and up by 0.5. With this, it is a case you do have to continually press it. Then next up, you've got that shower icon. That shower icon is for your hot water, so you can either have it on mid, which is off, or full. And what full does is essentially get the water up to 60 degrees, keep it nice and warm there, and then it will essentially level itself out to about 40 or 50. Then you have your energy source, so you can either use, oh, wrong button, fat fingers, 1, 2 or 3 kilowatts of mains capacity. Do be aware that if some sites are completely crammed, they may not have 3 kilowatt capacity, or some sites in general just don't have it. Or I can run, if I press that off, or I can run off strictly gas, or I can run off either a mixture of 1, 2, 3 with the mixture. Should probably look at the screen rather than through my phone. There we go. So quick summary: internal temperature, water heat, and then sources. the actual heating itself does take around 40 minutes for it to get to temperature. Then you do have some additional settings once you press that spanner. I'm not going to go through these as we have set this interface to what we believe is the most user friendly. If you'd like to have a look inside your book pack to figure out anything else, please do so. Press back to menu, press it again, and it goes back to this home screen. Then to turn it off, pressing that button. And just here we have your fridge operation. So it's on right now. So as you can see, there's some blue lights on, and you've got blue LEDs surrounding what is currently active. To turn it on and off, you press in on this button just here, and then you have your different sources. So you've got mains, you've got gas, and then you have 13-pin electric. So when you're plugged into your car, that is not running it off leisure battery, that is running it off car. So whatever you select, you press in, just like so, and you can see that now I'm lit on gas, and you can hear the gas gradually begin to tick in. Then once it's finished ticking, that means that it is then lit on gas. So ticking stopped, now lit. I'm just going to press this for a second, just so you can see what it looks like when a hazard is on. It begins to flash up and beep at you, and then just switch it over. Then you have a temperature gauge just here, so you can have 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5. 5 being the most powerful, so it's going to chill the fridge the quickest and draw in the most power to the fridge. It does take around 4 hours for the fridge to fully chill, so whilst you're driving, just press in on that icon. Then to turn it off, press in just there. No more LEDs and no more lights. Then we have your hob grill and oven. So everything works off gas bar the electric plate. That one, just spin it to the side. Everything else, press in on the dial, twist it to the side and press your igniter. This is what it looks like when they're all lit. As you can see, nice blue clean continuous flames. Turn it off, back to the central position. What I would say, when you first plug into gas, come over to your cooker and make sure all of these are working. When you first put them on, it may be a case that the flame will die down after a couple of seconds and then just reignite it. Then for your grill, as you can see, both sides nice and lit. And then back to the central position. And lastly, the cooker. Then again, nice and lit. Only other real thing to note, don't put down this glass sheet until all of these burners are cold to the touch, and travel with the glass sheet down. Then lastly, we have your toilet operation, which is bog simple. Button here, press it in, and you can hear that motor. That motor is what would push around any water that is inside the system. Then below, you have this little handle. Push it away from you, opens up the cassette, pull it back, and shuts it up, just like so. When the cassette toilet is full, there will be a red icon come up underneath that cassette.